An agile coach goes into a bar and orders a triple shot of whiskey. The bartender says, "Hey, you look like an IT guy. Tell me something about organizations." The guy says, "Well, many organizations are like a tree full of monkeys, all on different limbs at different levels. The monkeys on the top look down and see a tree full of smiling faces. The monkeys on the bottom look up and see nothing but assholes."
I wanted to be like on the dark side, like to be like scary, but I couldn't. I love it. Nice one, Wolfi. Hello, everybody. Hello, Wolfi.
Hello.
Welcome to our 10th video cast. We are celebrating an anniversary. Yay. There's gonna be a big party after the COVID crisis is over. So I'm Elad, and with me is Wolfi. And together we have this amazing video cast. We are both LeSS trainers, LeSS certified trainers, and we are here to share our own thoughts. And today's topic will be management. The way, in case you're not familiar with the format, we ask each other questions. Each person gets to ask one question, and then the other person gets 5 minutes to answer. Do you understand that, Wolfi?
Yes.
Good. So why don't you explain the topic?
Okay, so in LeSS, basically management is optional. Surprise. So yet almost all organizations I have at least seen, they do have managers, and managers do play a crucial role, yet a different role. And just like in lean thinking, LeSS managers are expected to be teachers and mentors towards the organization. They perform an improvement service towards the organization, and they're supposed to teach problem-solving skills to the people. Now, knowing what is happening in the organization, like go see, and the self-reflection are also very important parts of the manager's continuous improvement journey, what they then typically need to do. And all this requires managers to be well educated in applying theories such as queuing theory, systems thinking, and lean thinking.
Can I ask first?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, you ready? In your professional life, have you encountered good managers? And if you did, what were they like, those good managers? And what was their behavior, or was their actions aligned with the LeSS framework approach to management? 5 minutes.
Okay. Yes, I have. Okay. You want some more?
You.
So, well, it's not easy to answer. Basically, I think there are 3 categories of managers I have encountered. So I just call them like the technician, the average, and the great manager. Yeah? So typically those technician type of managers, they were a disaster. So either they were very strong from a hierarchical point of view, so they were the boss, they knew it all, or then it was complete this laissez-faire style, couldn't care less, and it's all going. Yeah? So those managers, basically, they were not capable to give meaningful guidance. They were not capable either to take any critiques or suggestion from my side. So it was only more or less one directional. Were not able to have meaningful conversations, even though they tried, but it didn't really work out. And basically, in both cases, I almost quit the company because of this. Now, I wouldn't be too frightened. I think in the bell curve, those are only a small fraction of the managers. Then we come to the average manager. Those that were supportive, they gave a lot of freedom, on free hands on what to do and how to do it. We had some commonly agreed targets, as typically they were quite on high level. And but the interesting part is that we were typically drowning in operative work. So this was the times when the company was really growing a lot. And then the whole learning and reflection happened mostly on individual level. So I occupied myself with that. And sometimes I had colleagues with which we had spontaneously some learning also. Now, those were the majority of the managers I have met in my work life so far. But both of these types, the technical and this average managers, I don't think they were aligned with LeSS. Well, needless to say that was the years from 94 to 2010. So even I think this whole agile was not there yet available. So, but still, I guess the underlying ideas were actually there. Then I met my last manager, and the way of working was completely different. Well, it was so that this group of people actually coached several LeSS adoptions in the company. And in this way, the manager of this coaching group, as well as the entire group, we basically tried to live this way of agile. So we tried to be agile ourselves and checked what does it mean for our everyday work and what does it mean for our behavior. So we got a lot of new ideas. So we had a lot of focus on learning, and that was really a great experience. We had so you were able to learn as an individual. We were learning as a group, and so this was really fun. Yeah. And of course, there were sometimes hard decisions to be made. That's okay. I mean, life ain't perfect. So, but still, I would say that in overall, that was the closest what I have experienced, what LeSS promotes actually. Yeah.
Cool. And wow, way ahead of time.
Yes. Hi, Kadi. Okay, now it's my turn. So, Elad, you have been a manager. Instead of doing agile, were you able to be agile, and what were the surrounding factors that supported or hindered your way of working and behavior?
So that for me calls for a story. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story. I hope it's not going to be too boring. So I was a really, really bad manager. I was like this, the kind that you call the technician. I was that. I was really focused on managing people and controlling activities. And I was so much focused on results. And learning was not something I was even bothered with. And I just can say that nobody ever taught me differently. I mean, that's the only way I knew how to do things. And at one point in time, I encountered Scrum. I read a book, the Mike Biddle and Ken Schwaber book about software development with Scrum, the one with the color test. And I was like, whoa, this is awesome. I'm so eager to try it. So, and I was so excited that I immediately went and like adopted Scrum. But to be honest, I misunderstood the whole thing. I just misread it because of my mental models. I just misinterpreted the whole terminology and the whole framework and the whole ideas, and things were really going really bad. That's the truth. In my first, I think I did all of the mistakes in the book. I checked them, every box out there, and it was really not going as expected, and people were frustrated and unhappy. And looking back, it was me who was responsible for that in a way, and that felt really bad, because while being a technician manager, it's not because I have this craving for power or anything like that. It's just that's the only, and I care a lot about people, you know that. So this pain that was caused was really bugging me. I really felt bad, but at the same time, I had faith that what I read in that book is a better idea than what we were previously trying to do, like this kind of waterfall model or anything like that. So I went out and sought external help. Said, okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding. And this agile coach from this group that was mentioned in the previous answer came. And Paul really, really opened my eyes. He really helped me see Agile for what it really is. I really appreciate Paul personally as an important stepping stone in my personal growth. And as soon as it was an aha moment, as soon as I realized I was just misunderstanding the whole thing, I just gave up my manager position and became a Scrum Master. Just gave up all control and power, which is of course fake. So I'm not trying to say that managers are redundant or anything like that. What I am saying is that managers that make choices the same way that I did in the past are probably hurting the organization more than supporting it. So in that sense, I think they are basically unneeded or irrelevant. With all that being said, I must say that I have personally experienced this transformation from the classic, what you call technical manager, to a person that focuses on learning and empowering and supporting and growth. The second part of your question is what supported me in those times. I would say mostly me, because the pain that I was witnessing impacted me greatly, and my determination to get rid of that pain. That was the original intent behind it. And when I saw that the change caused more pain, I just tried and figured out how to solve it. And in addition, as you mentioned, there was this group in the organization that helped other groups adopt agile concepts and ideas. You want me to? No, time box is up.
Okay, insights. Something I was wondering that maybe something what you faced, that how do you know as a manager to be a good manager? And of course, the thing is this, that I have also seen people having all sorts of leadership programs or courses or whatever. But then somehow I have the feeling that they are still not tackling the issues what we see in LeSS adoptions, like the focus on learning. Yeah, they talk about all sorts of things, but this is really something I think what I see now missing, that systemic thinking, lean thinking, queuing theory, and all this basic stuff. So this is not something what you see in a typical leadership course. They focus on people management a lot. And you don't want people managers, you know, and that is, I think, is maybe an issue that I became aware that maybe there is even a lack in the kind of training path of those leaders what we see today, and they simply don't know any better, you know. So that's maybe the first thing. So they simply don't know, and then maybe some of them feel also the pain what you have felt, and they would like to get better, but then they are overwhelmed by maybe the course offering, and then they go to these classes and don't get the right ones. You know?
Yeah. So thank you. I think what I took away from your answer is, at least my focus, my thinking was focused on what you call the average manager. And what I'm asking myself, it's not a concrete insight, is if that is the average manager, then there's something in the system, in the society, in the culture that motivates people to behave the way that they do. Mm-hmm. And of course, it has to do with education and parental and family systems and all of those. And it's very different from one culture to another. So in my culture, the average manager would be what you call the technician. Mm-hmm. That is like the norm. At least it was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's gradually changing. And I think it has to do with learning and changing of generations and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. Elad and I hope you found this video valuable, and invite you to post the comments or questions you might have, and even suggest the topics for any future episodes.
Please
Until
do.
then, next time, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.